Ruby! Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to say before we start real quick, I apologize if I haven't been posting a ton lately. I'm working on some YouTube projects, I assure you, but I'm also working on some other stuff outside of YouTube that it does pay a little bit more. So that's going to be my priority, of course, but I am going to be making videos still as I can, of course. And here we are in the summer update. I have the game open, of course. We're going to be going through the notes. I know people just like rush these videos out on the new updates, and these are like important updates. So I really want to like go through and detail my opinion on this stuff. I mean, I don't want to read every little thing in here, blah, blah, blah. New character experience. I think you can't miss this. Here's how much you can't miss this. Let me go. I'm clicking between tabs, but you know, it doesn't look terrible on my male wizards, per se, even though I have my face covered a lot, to be honest, because it was ugly before. But this is my sister's wizard. Maybe I'll make a video on her after. This is... Doesn't this remind you guys of the Black Widow in that Marvel game that everybody was complaining about? This is a female's face. It looks downright disturbing to me. Look, I don't think they haven't worked on it. I think that better faces are overall better. As we load in, let's look at this. But man, you have to tell me that if you're gonna do better faces, at least make them look not creepy. Okay, these look like puppet faces. Oof, I just got into the game and I already am hit with a daily thing. I actually kind of like this. Okay, stay here, go to world. So this is the daily spiral. I think it mentions this later. Here it is. Let's read about it and then we can look at it. So, did you miss the last event or offer? Been away. Team is big on ensuring you know what's happening in the spiral. I like that. Okay, included are your current main quests. Interesting. So you can go straight to where you were questing at. That's kind of nice. I don't hate it. Look, it doesn't hurt anything, and that's what's really big. I like updates that maybe they tweak something that was terrible, or they're just additions that don't hurt anything, you know, and they're just quality of life type things. Like the pets running around didn't hurt anything. I didn't hate it. Look, it wasn't what I wanted, but it didn't hurt anything. You just run around as your pet now. This pretty good. So mainline quest, the current daily assignment, and daily PvP, so you can see where you are on those rewards, any game news links. So I don't really look at a ton of those like events or game news links, but they're there if you need them. Crown status, very important. And some item recommendations, oof, also very important. But you know, it's actually, let me go back. I actually really like this. Of course, this is not my main quest. I'm done questing on this wizard. Today's assignment is to get a reading. Oh, you can actually just see it, and I think it's as simple as opening this up. Latest game news, fall scroll of fortune, win one ranked game, and then of course you have the stuff they want me to buy, the mount, these two packs. Is the new pack in here? I don't think it is. So I saw the new pack with the new spells. If you guys are looking at the new spells, I'll just throw... I mean, they look really nice. I want to say the new spells and the new packs look nice. I love the cards for them. I'll throw the card on screen. If you want to look up the spells, you can find them in another video. I don't want to like steal somebody's content. So, but I actually really like the spells. I think the animations look great. That's the kind of stuff I've been looking forward to. I do want to see what the new faces look like, for sure. Magic Mirror Shop. There be so many people in here. So many people. I will tell you... There's nobody. Okay. I will tell you right eye options. Ooh, 2 pages? I mean, it's not that many, right? Okay, just like how you can customize your visuals. Enhancements carry over general character creation projects. Can I take my hat off? Toggle equipment. Perfect. God, these eyes just all look a little bit creepy to me. I don't even know which one I go for. Oh, eye colors, eyebrow colors. Hair options. Is there any better hair? Usually the hair sucks in this game. My cat's meowing, I apologize. Yeah, the hair is pretty bad, which is why I mostly have a hood. Mouth. I don't know what I don't like about this face. I don't know if it's the eyes, the mouth, noses. Interesting. That's new. I do think this stuff is gold, actually. So I'm not... I forgot it was gold. You might be looking at me like, oh, dude, everything's crowns in this game. It's kind of... I like that you can wear glasses, although I don't Harry Potter. So I said before, I don't hate updates that don't hurt anybody. I didn't... I just don't know. Ruby! Oh my god. I'm gonna have to cut this out. I don't hate it. I don't think it's great. I think they tried. Maybe I just don't like the art style of the new art style. Maybe that's just not me. Who am I to say? I just wish... I think it could look better. It's just a little bit too... It's like they went for that... It's in that uncanny valley. If you guys don't know about the uncanny valley, you can look it up. And it's not like super realistic, but it's realistic enough to creep me out a little bit. You know? It's in that kind of... It's not super cartoony like the old style, and it's not like hyper realistic where you can't tell the difference. It's in that like creepy Toy Story 1 Andy type place, and I just don't know if I like it. So I'm not a big fan of this. Maybe it'll look better. Maybe it'll grow on me. Whatever. It's what we were asking for. Was it implemented in the way that I think would look the best? Probably not. But, you know, I do respect that they are listening in some regards. For sure. It's a good change. I like it. Doesn't really add too much. Beast Moon, to be honest, man, they're pushing Beast Moon so hard. And it's just, this is not for me. If I wanted to play a competitive team-based game, I'm going to go play the two games that I play all the time, which are a MOBA like Smite. But if you're League, that's fine too. Go play a MOBA, right? An actual game that's team-based. Or go play something else, like Valorant came out. Valorant's fun. Go play something like that. Don't play Beast Moon and Wiz. It's just not for me. Wiz for me is very much questing, getting new gear, farming, that kind of thing. I love that. I love that so much. Especially when I don't have to pay for the new gear in packs. But I don't even hate that as much either. Like, for me, it's very much questing, farming, getting new gear. New Beast forms, I'm sorry, I'm just not a Beast person, so I can't really speak on this. Probably good, though. More options are better. I remember when I have played, I've tried to get into it multiple times. The more stuff you can do, the better, right? More characters. Okay, improved PvP and PvP chat. So even though PvP is a competitive area of the game in its nature, we still want to expect players to enjoy a match without worrying about being harassed. PvP is probably the most toxic place, like the arena. So much of Chads running around saying they have like 18 warlords and stuff. So you know what? It should be reflected. Combatants, spectators, and outsiders. This should have been kind of in the beginning, but I'm glad they're adding it now. Good change so far. Good change. Good. Just add stuff. I don't know how this will play. Obviously I'm not going to be able to see it. Currently those requirements. Okay, so you have to be level 15 rank and a sergeant. Is sergeant literally the first rank? I kind of like that. So you can't just make a bot account and harass people and then it gets banned. You have to put a little bit of time, and to be honest, level 15 means a little bit of money too. I don't hate that. I don't think this is money. I think this is weeding out people that aren't invested. And if you really want to maybe get your account banned, you have to pay the money for it, which is fine. I think it's totally fine. The round table with Blake. Again, I'm not super into PvP. I wish I was. It's just not for me. I'm really glad they did this. They need to do these all the time. You see all these communities make a ton of videos. I saw a video from Fairy Queens. Go check her out, of course. She's super nice. She's great. If you guys probably know of her. Come on. If you're watching my video, you know who she is. She made a video about like the future of Wiz and stuff. I think it's great. I think that they need to be listening to the people that are the most invested in their game. If you are making content for their game, you probably like it, you know, or at some point in its core. Like, I care enough about this game to make videos about it. Do they listen to me? Who knows? Should they? Maybe, maybe not. But they should be listening to people who spend a ton of time on their game, who make content for other people, who enjoy it enough. Like, let me just say 1 second before we move on. I can sit down in my pajamas or whatever, snacking away, playing a game. Let's say it's Wiz, right? That's fine. But for me to, like, actually, I wouldn't say put on a show, but you gotta act differently. I can't just relax. I can't just, like, chill out and play a game. I have to perform to a certain extent to an audience. To like a game enough to do that, as well as play it, it definitely says something. So I'm glad they're talking to these creators. I think this is very good. Very good. Very, very good. I can't do it enough. Here we are, baby. I have seen this all over Twitter. I've tweeted a few things as well. Okay, so they've rebuilt the Shadow Pip system, which I don't think a lot of people are taking into account. Like, we can look at these numbers in a bit. I don't think a lot of people are taking this into account. So instead of percent, like a pip percent, like we've always had with Shadow Pips, you now get a rating. And this is really important. I do want to dive a little bit into this, because this touches me. I don't know the exact stats, but I think that 95, not even like 99% of Wiz players quest, farm, level up, PvE. I think that a small vocal minority, PvP. Look, to PvP, you have to PvE first. Remember that. I think people do it. I think I watch PvP. I think it's the best content is probably PvP, aside from other stuff. Like, I love my fan-made content. But I think PvP content is very refreshing. It's nice. You can do different stuff. I do think that most people play this game PvE. Beast Moon, don't even get me started. But I think that you go on to play Wiz, you are farming. You are farming for PvP, you're still farming. That's still part of it. So I think that I think that I am part of that group. I love the new areas. That's the problem with the spring update that came out. That's the problem with rumors that there might not be a new world in the fall, is that is what I play for. If you don't put in new content for me to legitimately play, then I'm not going to play it. That's what I play this game for. If I wanted to play PvP, 5v5, I'd go play another game, because those games kind of do it better. What this game does really well is it's questing through cool worlds, new gear. That I love that. Okay, new spells, so fun. So, with that being said, this is very important, because as much as they made these changes to impact PvP, which we know they did. They're talking about PvP changes for a while now. And these might positively impact PvP. I'm not saying they won't. Probably a lot of them does. A-Bomb was way too powerful. FFA, super powerful. But what I will say is that as much as you are impacting PvP with this change, Glowbug Squall, Raging Bull, Mystic Colossus, probably 3 of the most casted spells in questing, in farming, are being nerfed. And that is the problem. So I see a lot of people defending this. I think from a PvP standpoint, it is a step in the right direction. I don't know what they plan on doing later in PvE, but what I do know is that right now, it really sucks. Why would I use Glowbugs when I could just use Stormlord, Tempest? That's the problem. And I think the problem is that you are touching something that has existed. If these spells just came out and they were out, if these spells just came out like this, I don't think people would care. Oh, it's a Shadow Pit, but this is how we know, as well we've always known. If these spells came out in the spring update, been out for a few months, but now it's the summer and they're tweaking them, I don't think we would care as much either, because maybe we would be like, these are really OP, okay, they're nerfed, because they did come out in Darkmoor and they were OP. You can look at reactions back then, the videos of Blaze Lifehammer and stuff playing through in blue, playing through Darkmoor for the first time. The second they got bugs, they were like, holy crap, this spell is broken, which is fine. The problem is, so if they were nerfed right away, even a few months after, fine. The fact that this dungeon, Darkmoor, came out in, I think, 2014, right? That can't be that long. I think it was 2014. I'll put it on the screen if I'm wrong. The fact that it came out at least 4 years ago, probably 6, right? And now you're changing it? that is where the problem arises. The fact that we have had something and then you take it away from us, that's what sucks. So, with everything I just said, it doesn't matter if these are net positive. The fact that it's hurting 90, let's just say it's even 75% of the player base PvE, or 75% of people playing are PvEing right now. It's probably 95. It might even be more. Let's just say that it's affecting 75% of the people. That is a greater percent than the 25 in PvP. Now, I agree that PvP should be balanced. Why can't they be separate? Why can't glow bugs act differently in PvE than it does in PvP? Also, nerfing glow bugs now means that bosses that we use glow bugs against, which was, let's be honest, everything, now are going to be better by comparison, because now you don't have this weapon to use against them. Now, if you plan on changing your whole game, because I know they've been talking about the resist system, that's fine. I just think there's a lot more to this than just this. Whether it's a first step or not, it's a questionable step. And this might look like a genius move in 5 years. It might also look like the straw that broke the camel's back and the move that ruined the game. Do we know which is which right now is the question, and I think that is where we sit today. And now I may also say that this is the first day of the test run coming out. All this is subject to change. It's just very interesting at the very least. Again, okay, so I don't know. I've went on a little ramble. That's how I feel. You have it on record. I feel like I'm coming at this from a very logical standpoint, right? I do care about my PvP brethren. We all play the game. We all want to enjoy it. I think you have to look at PvE first. And they're not really transparent with where they're coming from in the future with changes to... Because they say... where did they say it? It said somewhere... Oh, here it is. They're needed to keep the game in balance for years to come. How? I can say a lot of things. But there needs to be proof. I just don't know where you guys are coming from. It's hard to just say that you didn't just butcher these spells. I don't know. And also, the higher shadow rating, the faster your meter will fill. When the meter fills completely, you will generate a shadow pip. The meter will be empty. Gotcha. So it's just, yeah. I want to know what, like, so if I have the max storm gear right now, or the max fire gear, dragoons and Sinbad wand and all that crap, where am I sitting on how, like, theoretically there should be I don't think I see any RNG in here, right? You just get a shadow pip every X amount of rounds. What is that X? So let me go with my PvP set. We have Malistaire, Light Brigade, Dragoon, Admiral Boarding Hook, Dark Woman's Dagger, Spirit of Darkmoor's Jewel, Dragoon's Vibrant Ring, and then my pet, my deck, my mount. So this is pretty good life PvP stuff. You can look at my stats here. Not bad. For when I PvP'd as a life, not bad. My Shadow Pip rating is 104. For my armor, my Dragoon, and my Cowl and Undying Malistaire. What if I just go into my attack set? What is my... So here I think I have Dragoon, Corporal, Dragoon. Okay. So I think this... 14... what was I looking at? Malistaire. Okay, so even if I get 3 more Shadow Pip rating, 107. Roughly, how many rounds does this put me at? Okay? That's the question. And I will go into a battle real quick, and here we are. So I'll be right back, guys. Alright, we're heading in. And what I want to also point out is that they didn't touch Wings of Fate or Sign of Life, which I think were 10 times worse than Caterpillar. So if you want to nerf Life, that was already struggled with its last 2 spells, although I guess Lamassu was after Wings of Fate, but Lamassu's... that's its own beast, for obvious reasons. Its last 2 distinct spells. Like, every school got a split spell. It was... the damage is based on the school. Life's gonna get less than Storm. Whatever. So, but this last 2 distinct spells, not great. I think... so yeah, let's test the Shadow. I'm just very confused why they would choose to touch that one. Okay. Is this my Shadow meter? It's so small. Alright, so let's blade. Let's pretend we're fighting. This is my tactic I have. Okay, I'm gonna get one right here. I should get one here, right? 4. So it looks like about 4. Now it might be like 3.5 or 4.5 or something. No, it wouldn't be 4. It might be 3.5. But it looks like about 4, which I don't think is bad. I do like some RNG in the game though. And again, this is coming from a PvE standpoint. Thinking PvP, 1 or 2 elements of RNG. That being critical, and that being like card pulls maybe, or would be very good. I think shads were kind of ruined PvP, but why don't you just adjust shads strictly in PvP? Why'd you have to ruin the rest of the game for it? Unless they are big braining and they're setting up for some really big changes in the future. That I don't know. Anyway, let's go back to the notes. Is there anything else? Like, you can look at the numbers here. They might change with all this backlash that they're getting, and for good reason, kind of. It might change. Also, what I'm seeing here is not a lot of change. Like, or not a lot of new things. So you have the new you have this, and you have this, right? And those are great. They're fine. And you have this, and that's great, and it's fine. You have this, and that's great, and it's fine. And you have this, and that's not so great, not so fine. Now we're back to this. So we're kind of over, and I'm just asking, from me, as I said, I just want new content. Sorry, Fellspawn, you were kind of a drag because you didn't drop anything actually new, or anything I didn't already have. Where's my... we can't get a side area, we can't get a new key boss, we can't get anything? So I'm just... It's a little concerning for me. If I'm looking at this, there's no real reason for me to play Wiz, and that's the problem. If you put out a new side area, let's say another area in Grizzleheim, or another area in Wisteria. That place has 2 areas. But put out a 110 area in Wisteria, 130 area in Wisteria. I mean, I'm not even asking for a whole new world. Just something to do. Even a new key boss that drops something actually new. Maybe a new Heartsteel's broken, but maybe a new... Didn't Dragoon not drop very good amulets for some? You know? Maybe Dragoon... didn't Dragoon not drop new Athames that were good for many people? Damage Athames and stuff? Maybe something like that. Because I right now I'm using a level 100 amulet and a level 100 Athame, and I think most people, besides the Ice School, are using both like old level 100 stuff as well, or level 99 I think it technically is. Like, why couldn't we get a key boss that has an upgrade for this kind of gear? But instead we got nerfs to stuff. And what I'm just saying is, if you're going to release an update, like, great, some of these changes are cool, but there's no actual incentive for people like me. Like, if you're getting on every day, this is great. You know, this I guess is great if you like the new art style. For people like me, I'm going to keep playing my other games until you put out something that I actually want to play. And I think that is the bottom line. You are not going to get a cent of my money. You're not going to get a cent of my time. I'm not going to say I'm a huge Wiz streamer, but like, me playing the game might bring... If people watch me play the game, they might bring other people to play the game too, you know? It's free advertisement to see me stream and to see me record videos for it. You're not getting any of that because you haven't put out anything that I actually want to play. The only actual new content you have is Beast Moon. And I've been over what I think of Beast Moon. And I think a lot of people feel similar. I don't think Beast Moon is the Wizard101 experience that we all, you know, love. Which is the PvP questing, farming. You guys get it. So, what do I think about the summer update in total? I think that it is better than the spring update. It's hard to say. The spring update was disappointing as well. To me, I thought Fellspawn was a little bit whatever. But I think the summer update is disappointing as well. I just want new content. That is literally is that simple. I will play if there's something new to play. Something new. But I hope that the next world, whatever it may be, comes in the fall. It probably won't, and I'll probably be disappointed in the fall update as well. And 2020 will not only be a bummer year in the events of the world, but will also be a bummer year in the events of Wiz. We'll see. I think King's Isle, especially with last update and now with this update, they're making some bold changes. They really are, and I think that they are on thin ice with a lot of people in the community, myself included. Right now, as it stands, I am a $10 for member every November. Every November, the new world comes out, or the new big update, you know, Catacombs, World, Dark, big update, big actual content update comes out every November. I might be the type of person to spend $10 on a membership every November, play that update and maybe the small things that were updated in spring and summer. So basically just play November, cancel my membership, wait till next November, not buy a single, like let's say new Jade comes out or new stuff I actually really want. There's no incentive for me to pay more than just $10 to play the new stuff. So I think I might be November squad now. Which is fine, they'll get $10 a year from me. But in past years they've gotten, I don't know, I don't want to spite numbers out, but you get people invested in the game that want to play, that want to get the best gear all the time. You're going to get more money, you're going to get more time investment, and therefore they might bring in other people. Yeah, it's just, that's all. I think it's fairly simple. It seems to be a little bit of a struggle for them. But that's my opinion. And I didn't get this video out super fast. I wanted to take a real time to think about it and to accurately assess this. And right now, this recording is 32 minutes long. So I'm gonna have to cut this down. And I might just get this video out a day after. So if I said earlier in the video that, whatever. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm working on new stuff. A Safarian key boss we are working on. New spells and everything. It's awesome. But I do have other projects I'm working on that I'm actually like getting paid for. I don't get paid from YouTube at all. So it's not a top priority for me. I'm sorry. So I actually have some other projects I'm working on. I'm going to complete those first. Then I will turn focus to the Safarian key boss. Look out for that. And of course my other tier lists and stuff I've been working on. And other Wiz videos maybe. And maybe other games as well. But thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If anybody from King's Isle watches this and makes it to this point, just know that like we do love your game. We really do. And it is in your hands. And that is ultimately, it's up to you what goes into this game. Okay? And if you guys want to put out Beast Moon updates, that's fine. Just know that it is not what I want. And just know that, me personally, and just know that you might not see people that think similar to me, which I might be ignorant in thinking that it's everybody, but I do think a large amount of people really just want to play the new worlds and do the new characters and get the new gears and stuff like that. It's just that's what drew me into the game, and a lot of people I talk to, that's the main focus of them too, and even the people that don't, even people that like PvP. To get good in PvP, you should get the best gear, which means you have to quest up to that gear, and then that means you have to farm the bosses for that gear, because not everything is just buyable from the crown shop. So yeah, I mean, hopefully new actual content, even if it's just a small side area. Put out Wisteria, just every summer, just put a new area to Wisteria. I don't know, just something, that's all. It doesn't need to be a big whole new world. It can be a new area with like 2 quests on it, and it'll just be fun. It'll be something to do. Or the key bosses are great. They're a little lackluster because one boss, but give me, if you're gonna put out a key boss, the Aether Elemental had a mount. It's all right, and I guess didn't have some elegant gear, and Fellspawn had his. We really didn't have anything that we hadn't seen before. So if there's going to be new content, like a new key boss, I hope that there's something that drops that's actually something that I want to farm that I don't already have. Whether that be, a slight upgrade to a piece of gear I already have, or a really cool cosmetic. That's up to you guys. So, but yeah, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I know I wasn't first to get these videos, but people just randomly jibble jab a little summer test round, blah, blah, blah. I want to actually get my thoughts out on this because it's important to me. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm off to go play another game that actually puts out updates. No, I'm just kidding. But I probably will go play another game right now. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and see you later.